In this video, we're going to be using Grooming Dept Valencia and the Leaf. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. And if it's your first time here, welcome aboard. I hope you'll consider subscribing. As mentioned before, today we're going to be using Grooming Dept Valencia. This is the Janus vegan base. This was kindly sent to me by JR Reyes of Reyes Restores. Thank you, JR. You can find him on Instagram. I'll put a link to his Instagram below. Anyway, Grooming Dept Valencia. A couple of things. One, when I initially smelled this, I kind of liked the scent, or at least I was okay with it, and I have smelled it for about 2 or 3 weeks now, off and on, and I just don't like the scent. Right out of the gate, I just don't care for it. It is supposed to be orange juice, orange peel, orange blossom, and there's some other things. I'll show you the scent notes right there as described by Grooming Dept. It's just not for me. When I see oranges, I'm expecting more of a sweeter orange scent. And, scents are subjective. You may really love this. The cost on this, it is $25 for 4 ounces. I don't think the volume is anywhere on the label that I could see. I had to go to the website to actually get that information. Ideally, I like to see the volume and the base on the tub, especially when you have as many bases as Grooming Dept does. That's just a constructive criticism there. Anyway, this is $25 for 4 ounces, or $6.25 an ounce on our chart, which is painful. Vegan formula, $6.25 an ounce. I don't know. Too much, in my opinion. But if you like it, nothing is too much, really. So let's go ahead and get misting, get started. Or I don't know why I'm spraying my face. I'm shaving the dome today. We got a couple of days of growth. I let it grow just for the sake of this video. Now, one thing I want to mention about this soap was normally the Captain's Choice bowl has this little divot in the bottom, which, well, you might be able to see it there. Normally what I do with my soaps is I'll fill that little divot with soap and then I'll spread it out. I did that with this soap and I spread it out and it just wasn't enough soap. I had to fill it a second time to get the amount of volume that I normally get with just one fill. So maybe it's my unfamiliarity with this soap, but I had to use twice as much soap as I normally do with every other soap. So that's something to keep in mind. It's expensive, and for me, it took more to generate that little bit of lather. So I do expect it to be good. It did make a silky looking lather, so I expect it to be good. This soap is touted as a vegan soap that is equivalent to, the tallow soaps with the really, really nice ingredients. And there's a ton of ingredients in here and a lot of good ingredients too. Aloe, oatmeal milk. Let me put it right there for you as I read some of them. Shea butter, mango butter. So there's definitely some high quality ingredients in this soap, or at least ingredients that I like. And so we expect the performance to be good. But for me, the scent, not good at all for me. Most times I warm up the scents, and in this case, I actually grew not to like it. That's unusual. It just, I think I get more orange peel and not the, the orange that I'm looking for. So it could entirely be me. But I, just was not super thrilled about it on that front. But I expect the soap to be good. At this price, it has to be a knockout. Like I can't take flyers. I'm glad I didn't pay for this, because I would not take a flyer on a soap that is this pricey, because there are just too many other soaps that I know I'll enjoy for sometimes half the price. So, almost half the price, let's say. Okay. Looks like we got a decent one there. Let's get going with our leaf. By the way, there will be a video airing Thursday evening, probably at 5 p.m. with Adam from Leaf. And in that giveaway, I will announce the winner of the Leaf Razor. So make sure you go check that out. If you're curious about the Leaf at all, I think you might find that interesting. I know a lot of folks not a lot of folks, but some folks in the traditional shaving community don't care for the leaf because it pivots and it uses multiple blades, but I have found it to be a very good head shaver. So far, this soap is certainly slick, so I had that expectation going in that it would be good quality. At the price, it must be. You know, you can't have just an average soap quality. So at least I expect it to be good. Is it worth $6.25 an ounce? You know, for me, I already know. There's virtually no soap that is, unless it has a scent that is truly unique. Because honestly, I've said it many times. I don't really need that much in a soap. I just need some slickness. I'm not interested in the post because my face pretty much, and head, sort of goes back to a default level almost regardless of what I use. So a lot of that stuff is not that important to me. It may be very important to you. So you have to look at these videos and sort of take them for what they are worth and consider your use case, which a lot of people don't talk about, but your use case is very important. I want to mention last night, the Stallion and Pope were in the Lather and Blade Facebook group. I'll put the logo there for you. Thank you, Raza, for making that video. Anyway, I do not think they disappointed. There was a lot of folks watching those lives because people haven't seen Pope and the Stallion together for 5 or 6 years, or at least 4 years. And so I don't think they disappointed. I think they lived up to the hype. They busted a lot of chops, including mine, which I fully expected and I enjoyed. That's how we used to do back in the old days. We just had fun, you know. We busted each other's chops, had a good time. And last night they went for 2 hours. And so if you're not in the Lather and Blade Facebook group, consider it. Now I will say, it is not a buttoned up, super tight, family friendly sort of group. There will be people in there being themselves. So keep that in mind. If that's not for you, it's probably not your type of group. But there are plenty of groups who are very buttoned up and don't allow, a lot of things. This one is not as heavy on the moderation. So you might see some things there that you might not see in some of the other groups, but I would not call it all out wild and crazy either. That's just me. It's been enjoyable for me so far. I've really been having a good time with it. There's been some disagreements, about what should be allowed and what isn't, but you're always going to have that in groups. People feel differently about different things. My advice is just try to enjoy it for what it is. Scroll past the things you may not like. And that's what I normally do. Like at my age now, I'm not particularly interested in seeing, some wild and crazy stuff in some cases, but it doesn't bother me. I can scroll, so if you enjoy a group with a little less moderation in terms of not being crazy, draconian, then it might be a group for you. But don't join it and expect it to be like Sunday school, because that's just not what it is. But there are plenty of other places where you can participate that are very tight that way. And I think that's entirely okay. Okay, first pass, good. The soap performed quite well. Did I feel anything in that pass that made me think this is worth $6.25 an ounce? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it outstanding? I think it's very good. I don't think it's worth the money based on that. I mean, there is residual slickness there, but it's a little much for me. And given that I had to use twice as much soap to get to the same place I normally am with just basically any other soap, I did not find that to be remarkable. And honestly, the scent being what it is, I'm not very enthusiastic about it. But I will say it makes a good lather. I don't think you're going to have any quality problems with it. So I think you can be confident that you're getting a good quality soap. Is it as good as marketed? I don't know. I mean, you have to decide. For me, no. Would I buy it? Absolutely not. Just primarily because of the scent. But also at this price, you know, I don't find it to be doing things that other soaps don't do in terms of the mechanics of the shave. And that's what I'm after. Again, my use case, I'm not asking for a lot of post-shave conditioning and all that kind of stuff. So if your use case is maybe you need a lot of these ingredients, and there's a ton of ingredients in this, many of them good, like I said, maybe you think this is well worth the money. It may be, but for me, it's a little pricey for what it is, especially for a vegan, but it does perform well. But I wouldn't say that it performs better than, most of the other soaps I use, just to be honest. And that's my honest feeling about it. If this had a scent that was truly unique, that was like one of a kind that I loved, would I pay the money? Yes, in that case I would. I'll pay more for something that's truly unique scent-wise that I just absolutely love. But otherwise, it's a very good quality soap in a market where there are many, many, many very good quality soaps. And so I'm not finding that it really distinguishes itself from its competitors in terms of the mechanics of the shave. The mechanics of the shave being allowing this razor to glide along the way it's supposed to and cut hair. It is very good. I'm not finding that it distinguishes itself, just me. I'm sure that there are people who will disagree, and that is entirely okay. But it's certainly good. I think you can, I don't think there could be much debate about the fact that it is a doggone good quality soap. Where I think we might be able to have a conversation is whether this soap is doing more for me in terms of, this shave than other soaps. And that's where I don't think it does. And again, it could be me. So please consider the fact that it could be my unfamiliarity with this base. But I had to use, twice as much to get the same volume. And again, I'm caveating multiple times. It could be me, just my unfamiliarity. So always take that into consideration. But the scent, I think really kills it for me too. So it's not super pleasant, but I wanted to try this soap because I wanted to see, while I'm shaving, if it changes or if it just blows me away or, if it provides something to me at its cost that I'm not getting elsewhere. There is good residual slickness. And I would say, actually, I would go as far as saying for a vegan soap, it is very good. Quality-wise, in terms of what I'm feeling in the shave, it is definitely a very good vegan soap, for sure. Now, I think I've used another grooming department that I preferred. I believe that one was tallow, if I'm not mistaken. I prefer that one. But this one is pretty doggone good. It is not $6.25 an ounce good for me, of course. I can only speak for me. Certainly is, I would say, in terms of allowing the razor to glide, it's definitely doing its job. And in really good fashion. I couldn't say, if you compare this soap to the best tallow bases out there, is it equivalent to that? I don't know. But it certainly is slick. That much I could tell you. I would say the main difference would be, so if I take Kaizen and fill that little divot in the middle of that bowl, it will produce all the lather I need, and it'd be outstanding. This one, again, I think the difference is probably cost. Definitely good performer. So if you've been sort of on the fence about it, those are my feelings. I cannot guarantee that they will be your feelings, obviously, because, we all have different feelings about what's better. Later today, I'm going to use just a RazoRock soap that I paid like $6.99 for, which is $1 something an ounce. And I guarantee you I'm going to get a great face shave from it. So, you know, this soap is many, many times more expensive than that. Is it better? Yes. This soap is definitely better quality. But I don't know that it's going to do anything the other doesn't do. That's sort of how we evaluate things, you know, is, am I really getting something for the additional money I'm spending? And in this case, for me, if I had bought this, I would have been disappointed. It would have been a big disappointment, primarily because of the scent, but also I would have had buyer's remorse because essentially I could have gotten, you know, nearly 2 sterling soaps for this. And is this 2 times better than sterling? 100% no. 100% no. Not in this lifetime nor any other. Just trying to follow up here and get all these spots. By the way, there is a group I want to call your attention to. If you are a head shaver like me, Head Shavers Ball. Ronnie Greer, Taylor Alejandra, friends of mine run that group. It is a good group. And gents, if you're watching from that group, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. But if you're a head shaver and you're on Facebook, you want to join a good head shaving dome, or excuse me, a good group for head shaving, not a good head shaving dome. This is a good head shaving dome. Marion has joined us. Again, I mentioned the other day, Marion shaved his head with a straight razor for the first time. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Let's just finish up and make sure we got nice and close. I tell you what, when you get a good head shave, and all you folks who are head shavers, if you've lasted this long, first of all, thank you. But secondly, have you ever shaved your head and then gotten in the shower and like put soap on? It is so slick. It feels, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like getting a BBS head shave. And then you get in that shower and just that soap, you know, when you're rinsing this soap off your face, is so slick, soft, incredible. Okay, I think we're gonna quit. I think we've done pretty well here. Let's make sure. You can't really see a lot of times where there's remaining hair because it's just out of sight, but it's still there and you can feel it. But we've gotten a great head shave today. So we won't waste your time with the post because I'm gonna take a shower before I shave my face. But let's give a ruling on Grooming Dept Valencia. Definitely a very good quality vegan base. There's no question about it. It is very good. But the cost for me at $6.25 an ounce, for me, I wouldn't buy it. That is just me. You may like this very much. And if you like it, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it. Or actually, I'm not saying anybody shouldn't buy it. It's not my decision to make, but I would not at this cost. It doesn't bring enough for me to pay that kind of price. The only exception would be if this came in a scent that just blew my socks off, then I would purchase it because it is good quality. But you would need a knockout scent. That's my feelings on it. Thank you, J.R. Reyes, for sending this to me. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I told you, I put this in front of my wife without the label, and she went, so she didn't like the scent either. Leaf had a great shave again with the Leaf. I used 2 blades today. I didn't mention that, only 2 blades. It did great. Wonderful head shaver for me. I love the Leaf. Again, Wednesday, Leaf interview with Adam, co-founder, going live. Check it out. Use the RazoRock, by the way. Italian flag. Brush, synthetic. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. I have been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and God bless.